presented with a lot of information. You take that information and then you make your own evaluations. But the critical thing is someone has to present to you the information. Whether you agree or not with it is a matter of personal choice. So if I just share my screen now and go straight into what I'd like to say, bear with me. Browser. So basically here we have an independent Bitcoin calculator. You just type in here Bitcoin calculator in a Google search bar. This is one of the first that comes up, and there's a few others afterwards. But you know, this is the mining calculator for Bitcoin. And a few things to pay attention to here is very, very simple. It tells you the current difficulty factor mentioned here in this line. And it tells you also the latest price of Bitcoin as captured by this calculator. So there may be a bit of delay. You won't get necessarily the most live prices, but it's only a few minutes, if not seconds late than what it actually is. Then here you get to choose mega hash, gigahash, and terahash. Horsepower. So you've got mega hash, 1,000 of those make up 1 gigahash, 1,000 of those make up 1 terahash, 1,000 of those make up 1. Now, terahash is where you want to be at. So if you put in here 1 terahash, this is at today's date, right? Whatever today's date is. You've got 1 mining power, which in the market is available from between $130 to $180. Yeah, the best we have is from Genesis Mining. That costs about $150. If you buy it in bulk, 10 terahash, you get it for a slight discount, and it works out to $140 for 10 for one each per 10 terahash. If you go for 15 or more, it comes down even further to $130, right? So you do get a bulk discount if you buy more. So 1 terahash at Bitcoin being $950 right now live, and this being today's difficulty rate. Here it says this difficulty rate is going to change in 4.6 days. Why is that? How do they know? Because the algorithm of Bitcoin is already decided. When it was born, it was decided. So he's inventing right now. And this guy is totally independent. It's got nothing to do with me, with Adrian, the company, or any other company, not even with Genesis Mining. This is something that you are able to download and work out all by yourself from home. So therefore, it is neutral and not a sales pitch in any one way. Okay, so you cannot produce more Bitcoin or better Bitcoin or Bitcoin more cheaply or Bitcoin more efficiently except at the output that is shown over here, right? So the next difficulty level is actually going to be a bit of a negative, you know, fancy that. So it's very rare for this to happen, but it is minus 0.1% down. Why? Picked up today. So the difficulty level adjusts according to the price of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin went up significantly higher, difficulty level would drop, even if more people are joining the pool. What is the difficulty level? It's simply a number, or that the people that join the mining pool, the harder this number is going to be, which means the harder the number is going to be, you're going to need more and more hash power to get to the same Bitcoin as you would otherwise. That's all it means, right? So it's just basically a steeper hill climb. It's a bigger mountain to climb, and therefore each breath that you take, which is each Bitcoin that you make, is essentially harder to get by, right? So now let's calculate. All you do is click the button calculate. On 1 terahash per day, you should be getting 0.00063 Bitcoin per day. This is gross. This is what the algorithm throws out. Doesn't know is obviously that you have electricity costs. Yeah, the chips and the ASIC mining graphic cards required to this algorithm are several hundred times more powerful than your average Xbox. And if you've ever used an Xbox for extended periods of time, your electricity bill should show you the difference between using it and not using it, right? So an Xbox itself consumes significantly many more times power than even your flat screen. However, these graphic cards are even more powerful than that, and they heat up very quickly. So you have two different types of expenses. First of all, to power them, actually cool them down. And that's where the electricity cost goes. I recently met a few people that were boasting that they're able to steal electricity in order to do this. That's a criminal offense in the United Kingdom. It may not be wherever else they come from. I'm going to entertain that discussion that they can mine more efficiently. Bottom line is, every time difficulty rate goes up, they are going to wish they had more mining power, which means they are going to have to buy more equipment. Now, what is this equipment? Let me just show you. There's a nice website called bitcoinmining.com. Very simple. It's called bitcoinmining.com, right? It's a neutral website. They're not trying to sell you anything. They do have some, they're promoting Hashflare over here or whatever. But, it's a neutral website. It's just an informational website. And they show you what's going on in the market. So you've got the top of the range S7 Antminer. This piece of kit right now, this S7, is worth $479.95. You can buy it on Amazon and have it home delivered and pay for the delivery cost and set up your own mining rig. Be a little bit of a problem if you wanted to then improve the mining power, because this thing here for $500 is going to give you 4.73 terahash per second. There are obviously more sophisticated ones. So such as this Antminer S9 is the latest thing out there. There is a couple more coming into the market, by the way. And that changes a few things, It costs you $2,279 or nearly $2,280 here. It'll give you 13.5 terahash of mining power, and you have yet to pay for the electricity and the delivery and the time it takes to wait till it arrives and you get actually going and rig it up, and then you figure out how the cooling is going to work and where on earth are you going to put it and blah, blah, blah. You cannot get 13.5 terahash worth of mining power for less than $2,500 or $2,250. However, if you did cloud mining instead, you can get 15 terahash, $1,000. That's the comparison that is very important to bear in mind. Now, there are some older models available as well, but you can check this website out yourself, bitcoinmining.com. And it's very easy to locate what Bitcoin hardware looks like, what it actually does, the power, etc., and how much it costs. Now, the thing is, this S7 miner, once upon a time, actually cost as much as this S9 does today, which is why I'm saying it's going to be very interesting when the next comes out at some point. This thing's going to crash in price. So now you just went and bought $2,200 worth of something, priced by half, just because a more sophisticated model is launched in the market. You've seen this happen when you used to buy digital cameras and laptops and all kinds of things. The latest, fastest processor comes out, the old model becomes clearance stock, and therefore it crashes in price. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why anybody that tries to do any mining at home really needs to know their numbers. By precedent, by example, the vast majority of people doing this are bad at basic mathematics. And if you want to attempt it, please go through your numbers over and over again to make sure it's a profitable operation. I highly recommend going cloud mining. Why bother with a headache when a professional German, properly registered, government-recognized company on your behalf, run by PhDs in mathematics? Why do you want to take this headache on your own? And they provide you more mining power, more hash power for less money to compound. If you rig this up at home, you can't actually compound. You know that. You know why? Because you're going to have to go and buy another piece of kit and add it to it. Of compounding. Where else are you going to stick your profits into other than buying more equipment? Whereas in cloud mining, you simply buy more mining power each time you have income. and you keep adding more and more mining power each time you have income. Very, very simple. So now, this is the gross output. This is the total output according to the actual mathematical algorithm. It doesn't take into account electricity cost. And as you've seen the beast of a kit that is there, of energy, it takes a lot of juice out of the system. So you're going to have to account for the electricity and running costs. So the best thing to do is actually slice this by half. The daily output, now if Bitcoin is at $950 today, then it's worth 61 cents. But the number of fractions stays the same. In price, the number of fractions stays the same. The dollar amount drops in price according to the Bitcoin amount dropping in price. These two are directly related. These numbers are more or less fixed, and these numbers correlate to the actual difficulty level, whereas this number here in dollars correlates to the actual price of Bitcoin. So let me just show you an example. Okay, that was 950. We're going to remember that. We won't forget that so easily. Let's say $2,000. Yeah, if Bitcoin went to $2,000, same fraction, 0.00063,989, exact same fraction. But what was 61 cents is now looking at $1.28, double. Why? 50, 2,000 is actually double. But let's go back to the genuine one, 950, that's the current. And oops, let me just refresh the page, and boom, you're back to 61 cents. Now this is the gross. So the best way to calculate is to take 61 cents, 0.61, and divide it. Oops, sorry, I'm using a Mac and I'm not an expert. Divided by 2, you get 30 cents. I could have done that mentally, couldn't I? But 30 cents is what roughly you get per day with 1 terahash. 1 terahash costs $100. So you put in $150 for 1 terahash, and it will give you 30 cents per day. Let me just do 0.30 cents per day times 365 days approximately. That's a return of $109. So you put in $150, and in a year you get back 109. A good deal, does it? Why? Because, well, you're not getting 100% back. You're getting what? Just over 60% back. In perspective, 60% return over a whole year is 60 times more than your rotting cash in a bank is giving you right now anyway. Number one. Number two, what you're earning is actually fractions of Bitcoin need to go up significantly in price. Number three, this is a system that is able to offer you the facility to compound. Do you like the idea of compounding? Then this is probably a good way to proceed. But the point I want to bring home here really is very simple. By the way, before I proceed, if you look at the monthly payout, it's about $18.50. Yeah. So when you use this Allo's comp calculator, and you find the a monthly Bitcoin price 6 months, and you get the annual total return. So 18.5 times 6, there you go, $111 roughly. So it's telling you $111 you will get over a year, which is roughly $9.25 per month, right? $9.25 per month in Bitcoin doesn't seem like much, does it? But the point is, if you have 100 terahash, yeah, now suddenly you're looking at $900 a month paid out to you in Bitcoin, but actually with the potential of being significantly more than 900 a month if Bitcoin keeps climbing in Bitcoin, but you get an even higher rate of return. It goes up anyway. So the two combinations put together, absolutely beautiful, but 100 terahash is a lot of money. That's like something like 13,000 US dollars, which is a lot of money, you know. But you know what? You can earn all of this, use our compensation plan, and you get paid this in bonus. But obviously, in order to get engaged with that compensation plan properly, you need to focus your attention and actually grow this business I am doing at the moment. If you're focused and committed, target. In fact, this was my target. You know, naively last year in November, I started out with saying I want 100 terahash of mining power as a bonus for myself. I think I might hit this target in bonus alone, you know, just in a few weeks from now. That was my whole year's target, and I'm going to hit that in a few weeks. Okay, so it is possible, but you need to be focused and committed. And what happens usually is, why do people lose focus and commitment? Because they get involved in all kinds of other activities in the pursuit of chasing a fast buck, which may not last, which may not even be a good company to waste your time, money, effort, and your entire exercise of promoting. And this is why this is a genuine company. I'll show you why I'm saying that. Go to this website, badbitcoin.org. Now, Bad Bitcoin, it's, you know, these are people that come together and they have a very genuine concern for the overall Bitcoin market. Why? Because, you know, they're heavily invested. They're using it on a regular basis. And they find a whole bunch of crooks come along and create systems and Ponzi's and HYIPs based on Bitcoin, because there is no chargeback ability. Go and complain to, if you put your money and your Bitcoin into any of those systems, they can just take your money and run. These are the rotten eggs in the system, and this is why this badbitcoin.org website exists, to expose these. Go to here, the bad list, and you will have them all on an alphabetical basis. You can literally go by alphabet, and it starts here. You know, you'll be amazed just how many websites there are. They even give you an explanation. You know, 2x.money is a website somebody created. They have a very colorful language when they tell you exactly what the reasons are, how you can make your money. I just explained to you, just basically according to the algorithm of Bitcoin, just how difficult it is to generate this kind of return. It takes a lot of power, a lot of energy, a lot of technical expertise to get this going. How can somebody offer you a return higher than this? How can even somebody offer you a fixed rate of return? Know what Bitcoin is going to be. And I'm going to say it now, and I'm going to hold my peace after this. The rest is up to you. Look at this. Biz, coinspace.eu, non-starters, all of them are frauds, because they cannot pay you a fixed rate of return for any fixed amount of time on Bitcoin. They are paying you from somebody else's money, which makes it a Ponzi scheme. Systems like these can operate for a number of years. They can thrive for 2-3 years even, and they can tell you, we have proof of payment for the last 3 years. It just simply means that new people keep adding more money into it, and you keep getting paid out of it, and they are going to fix a return for you. And when they fall short of money, that's the point at which the owner will have to decide, I'm going to take everybody's money and run, because there's just no way they can meet the commitment of giving you, or they'll make some excuse. And this is always what happens. So I just want to run through a small little portion, which is comparing a rev share with cloud mining. I've done this before for my own team. You know, I'd like to share this with you as well. And a couple of these are in trouble, Traffic Monsoon as well as Maps. Yeah, Maps has reinvented themselves, and Traffic Monsoon is waiting for some kind of a legal decision from the courts. Fine. Start again. That isn't going to change the fact that they will be constantly under surveillance, targeted by the authorities, for a simple reason. that it is taking from one person and paying the other. Now, it doesn't help that the Federal Reserve of the US itself is a bit of a Ponzi scheme. The entire banking system is a bit of a Ponzi scheme. But the unfortunate thing is that those who are in power and make rules and are in government, their Ponzi is legal, yours is illegal, and therefore they don't like any of this. I say how many thousands of people have lost money in Lights Excel, Fortat Pays, Triple Threat, Click Intensity, Balance Broker, Zero. Are you kidding me? Record of this particular industry. And then based on the similar model of new members coming in and paying in money and the old members benefiting from previous members' money, you know, in some parts of the world, they don't really care about the morality and the ethics. In some parts, they will just simply tell me something like, I made money, so what do you care? What difference does it make? I made money. As long as I made money, what do I care? Well, if you're part of that, good luck. All the best to you. That is not building a business. That is taking other people for a ride over and over again. It's between somebody who invests time, effort, and money and sets up a proper shop, comes along, stands outside the shop and spreads a little sheet and starts selling knockoff Chinese goods. To you, that's absolutely fine, but then you're running down the whole industry and the image of the industry, which is why this is a problem. They're reasonable, they're stable, they claim to have external sources of income, which is why that's fine. That's absolutely fine if they can do that and sustain that. But the reality is that the speed at which the returns that Russia is required to produce cannot be produced by running an average everyday business, such as maybe a coffee shop. You cannot sustain that business. So those owners have to come up with new ideas of how to generate fast commission bucks for the older investors. It's as simple as that. Based on this model, you have the Ponzi. Wealth builders, hash ocean, gain Bitcoin. Well, not gain Bitcoin specifically in this case, but yes, there are many of these, hundreds and hundreds of these launched. I am saying, just go to Bad Bitcoin, which is an independent website of enthusiasts, and check with them. You don't have to come back to me and blame me for calling names. If you think Coinomia is genuine, just look at the owners and the promoters and the top scammy leaders, see what Coinomia even is, right? So this is the trouble here. Genuine business models such as cloud miners. And we've seen an advert, a banner before for Hashflare. It is a genuine company based out of Estonia, which is the cloud mining branch of Bitmain, which is one of the graphic card and infrastructure for Bitcoin mining. Mine on Cloud is another one. Dragon Mining of China is another one. And BitClub Network, you're probably all familiar with. Is basically BitClub Network is just a client of Genesis Mining. Put them up their own subcontract from Genesis Mining, and they pass on the mining power to you and take a nice chunk of binary commission as well. To know exactly how these work, go to Bitcoin Mining, the previous website I've shown you, quickly, and do that as well. If I go to Bitcoin Mining, and I just tell you, cloud, and we tell you which are the best cloud mining companies. What is cloud mining advantages? Here, look, a lot of these can simply copy paste somebody else's rig that may be genuine, and then just put your own label on top. That doesn't mean they're a real company. So there's a lot of frauds out there. But here, cloud hashing services, Hashflare, they tell you what they do. Genesis Mining, what are they saying? Genesis Mining is the Bitcoin and script cloud mining provider, full stop. Not in Swansea, so not in Greece, not in Malta, but the largest Bitcoin provider, full stop, in the world, therefore. And they don't reveal the pool they actually supply, which is why you will see, if you go to the pool statistics, you will see a lot of other names. You will not see Genesis, because Genesis don't really want to how much they're actually worth, but they are the largest provider, right? And you have all these mine on cloud, eBot, NiceHash, Hashless. All these are reviewed by a proper website. So you can't really go to some blog where you don't really know who is commenting. It could be a scammer that is knocking one company over another company. So you have to be, right? Now, just quickly back to the presentation, everything. We've covered this, rev shares are great for traffic if you want to get quality traffic and money at the same time. Rev shares are a fantastic business model. Just be aware in the life of every rev share that it becomes tired, and then it becomes a reverse, an avalanche effect, withdrawing en masse, or they start stop funding as much as they normally would. Panic ensues, and some of the other excuses made. However, I mean, where else are you going to find in the network marketing industry who are trying to sell products to each other better than someone else's banner? You have a greater chance of somebody actually clicking and going in to have a look at leads or whatever. So it's great for traffic, but it is not a sustainable business. Straight out Ponzi's, you can't even get any chargebacks done, so forget about your money. You've got genuine cloud miners, out of which these are just a small selection. There's a few more. But the point is, Genesis Mining, as far as I'm concerned, it's a German company. Advantage to me that they are not Chinese. It's very, very important to me that they're not Chinese. Because with the Germans, from a legal perspective, they're forced to show more transparency. Now, I showed you the BitCoin mining operation earlier, right? If you wanted to earn 1 Bitcoin per day, 1 Bitcoin per day gross, 1,562 hash power if Bitcoin is at 900. Right? You're going to need 1,562 hash power, $3,000 whopping dollars. I don't know too many people that are willing to put $203,000 into Bitcoin mining right now. So this is why this is not really possible for any of the previous Ponzi schemes I showed you. 1 Bitcoin a day. Remember, there are people making a Bitcoin or maybe 2 Bitcoins a day. Opportunities, but they are the top recruiters. Are you a top recruiter with a team of 800 or 2,000 who then also duplicate? Unless you are at that level, those claims of making a Bitcoin a day, because the investment required to generate 1 Bitcoin a day is $203,000. And or let's say $200,000 worth of hash power. Okay? So if somebody says I'm making 1 Bitcoin a day, the business volume they've got in their downline is worth a couple of $100,000 already. Level, forget about Ponzi schemes, because you'll be the one holding the empty bowl at the end of it, like Oliver Twist, and you will not be getting any Bitcoin sausages. I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but basically this is one of my so-called friends on my timeline. Most powerful, stable, and reliable Bitcoin multiplier of 2017 daily equals 14% weekly. My #1 recommended program online, and a whole bunch of people go info below it. Percent daily. How? It's a mathematical formula. Changes, everything changes. And if everything changes, how is he going to fix 2%? Recruit so many people, he's going to take their money and pay you, or at least show on a screen that you're getting paid. It's at the point of withdrawal that you realize it's funny money, It's just a Las Vegas Monopoly casino money that you see on a screen but can't actually withdraw or with. And this is the reason why challenged people in the world that create the raw material successful. They are the ones that get swallowed up, eaten up, chewed up, and spat out, and keep losing money over and over again. Big losses. They actually go quiet about it most of the time, and that's not fair. Burnt out, and they deserve to be in a better, more stable business, right? This is Mr. Marco Streng. Marco Streng. Actually, let me just go to a website. A random Google search. Okay, so I'm going to go Google, right? And I'm going to go Spiegel, which is a German major online newspaper or publication. Then I'm going to do Genesis Mining. There's an article at some point, Geldfabriken here. And the article basically says, there you go. This is Spiegel Online out of hot air. That's the twist they've given to Genesis Mining. This is Marco Streng. Here it even names it. He's basically giving them a whole interview here and, telling them this is the latest, we are involved in this business. The German media has been reporting about this company. This is the same guy, Marco Streng, CEO of Genesis Mining. Hopefully Adrian and I can both. It'd be lovely if any of you would like to join us. I would like to go to Munich, meet them, and actually hear it from your own mouths. Companies borrow mining power from Genesis because these guys are the top dogs in the world. Okay, now fixed rate of return, 2% daily or 100% of maturity or something similar. Whereas you can't cloud mining. It gives you any percent daily, but it's defined by difficult level and market rate. Now, if Bitcoin was to start shooting up like it did in late December, early January, like current level crossed 1,000, approached 2,000, it went beyond that, return is going to be significantly higher than any goddamn rev share on the planet will ever be able to give you. Simple and straightforward. We just hope Bitcoin goes up there. If it doesn't, you're still getting a reasonable 40, 50% return per year. I mean, if you're not satisfied with that, then obviously you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme, whereas this is a reliable business. Whole kit already exists, yeah? You're buying a small little slice of this equipment. That's all you're doing, yeah? You're buying a small portion into it. You're minting the Bitcoins on a daily basis anyway. By buying their mining power, all you're doing is diverting their cash flow into your wallet. The more mining you have, the more of the money will be diverted into your wallet, right? Now, your attacks are matured on a fixed time scale. Whatever number of days that an attack actually matures after X number of clicks or whatever. And here, it's a lifetime contract. What does that mean? That means as long as Bitcoin mining is profitable, your contract, your 1 hash power will remain your 1 hash power indefinitely. There is no, for the life of the mining operation, it is yours. It's very, very different with something like Bitcoin Network. Pay out everything you deserve daily. They withhold some of your money. At the end of 1,000 days, you have to renew the contract. They take your own money too and renew your contract. That's not fair. I don't think so. Because you deserve the money today that you earned today with your money that you bought the hash power with. What you want to do with it? Do you want to buy gold with it? Or do you want to go on a holiday with it? Coffee or whatever, depending on how much you actually earn. Or do you want to roll it up and compound it and buy more mining power with it? It's your choice today. It shouldn't be up to any other company to hold back and then renew your contracts. So, fixed maturity date, and they will guaranteed slow down sometime in the future, and they're guaranteed to collapse. Single rev share in the world has lasted more than 3 years. Not one. If there is one, please show me. All of them that are there, some of them are careful, some of them are high quality, external sources of traffic, etc. Some of them, I'm not knocking all of them, but all of them at some point are going to have to die. These crazy ideas of launching your own Ponzi coins to just keep the cash flow going somehow or the other. When a rev share launches a Ponzi coin, you know that they're being desperate, because these guys, a brand new cryptocurrency in under 3 minutes from a single laptop. They have that expertise. They can just do the programming and send the routing to this massive machine he's standing with. A brand new cryptocurrency. But they're like, why should we? Why on earth should we do that? When Bitcoin is the top dog. In today's newspaper article, Mercedes-Benz, this is from Cointelegraph, Mercedes-Benz of Germany just went and bought a Bitcoin company. They want to have Mercedes pay, okay? So they're not going for some other poxy tin pot company. They went straight for Bitcoin, obviously, because that's the one that even Amazon uses. That's the one that Walmart is planning to with, right? And ultimately, when all this slows down, it depends on the admin's integrity. I'm going to put your hands up and say, okay, guys, sorry, this is not going anywhere. Here's your money back, and run. And it doesn't matter where they originally lived. They could be American, they could be British, they could be anybody, they could be from Afghanistan or whatever. Ultimately, if they have to run, they can take your money. It's ultimately Bitcoin, right? They can take your money and convert it into Bitcoin anonymously and then just bugger off to Brazil, and you'll never hear from them again because Brazil has a treaty in place, so you will never be able to find them even. Yeah, your money is gone. So you have to rely on admin integrity. Whereas with Bitcoin, it's purely market forces at play. The fortune of Bitcoin and cloud mining is decided by the price of Bitcoin, and the price of Bitcoin is a function of, and even if there are shockwaves coming out of China, which makes Bitcoin crash 30-40% in a single day, on the other side of the world, there are Latin America, Africa, and the rest of Asia that are willing to buy whatever the Chinese are selling, which is why you have seen that Bitcoin actually stabilized around the 900 level. 100 in November, and now suddenly it went to 1150 something and came back down to 900. Why did it stabilize? It stabilized for a simple reason. People willing to still get in now while they have a chance, as many people as there are willing to sell if there is a slight shock in the market, or even a big shock in the market. So market forces drive Bitcoin, and Bitcoin price alone decides its longevity and profitability of the mining contract. Existing infrastructure is not taking from Peter to pay Paul. It is not taking from a person living in Morocco to pay to a person living in Egypt. A machine in Iceland that generates fresh Bitcoin. For better word, these are virgin Bitcoins. They've never been used for any other payment method. They go via blockchain straight into your wallet, and they are paid daily out to you. And then once they're in your wallet, then you can make whatever purchase you want with it. And that's the first time we would have a commercial application for those Bitcoins. All of these machines, they come straight into your wallet via Genesis and the blockchain. And therefore, that's pretty much, virgin territory, really. They've not been taken from here and passed over to someone else. We have, obviously, mining bonuses attached to all our packages in Cisco and Global. This is why we did this anyway. We have 2 separate brand new packages for India, Pakistan, and Vietnam that is exclusively for mining. But on the other hand, we also have these big platinum and ambassador packages. If you want to get 30% plus or 20% plus, these are one of the packages you can participate with. And then we have the entry-level packages for the masses. But the thing is, if you didn't really care about referring other people, if you didn't want any of the referral income, then we can earn 3 terahash in bonus, right? Now, we looked at it earlier. to have a decent daily bonus income in Bitcoin, you need a lot of hash power. Hash power, this is $450 worth of hash power that you can get given as a bonus to introduce platinum members. Plus you get cash bonus, which you can spend anyhow you like, buy more mining power with if you choose. So with this, you can buy another 4 terahash. So 4 plus 3, your total is about 7 terahash worth of bonus. Just one mining member. This is roughly $1,090 worth of bonuses, $1,040 worth of bonuses right here. Bonus by introducing one platinum member. And if you want to do this right, you will go after seeing their money in deposits and don't even know what network marketing is, don't even know what online marketing is. And every country, every city has enough people with enough cash flow to do something more productive with it, to this platinum system, in order to get at least something like 30% or more. And this is where your bonus adds up. And you know, why do we keep saying that this is a company you want to be careful with? You want to go with us. This is Jakob, sorry. He is the other co-founder of Genesis Mining, standing next to equipment right there. This is the mining farm in Thailand that got burnt down. Just look that one of these ant miners at some point would have cost about $2,000. You're looking at about $500,000 right here in this wooden shed. It's a hot country as it is, and a bunch of idiots put it in a wooden shack. Not only consume a lot of electricity, but also generate a lot of heat. Guess what happens? Wooden shack plus heat in a hot country. The whole operation burned down. Now, do you think they're going to refund the mining power that people purchased through them? Here you've got this Icelandic operation, German company, steel frames, proper flooring. I mean, it tells you, right? I mean, person signing up with us, and I asked them a simple question, and the answer is obvious. Volvo made in Sweden, or do you want to buy a Volvo made in China? And the answer was obvious. Volvo made in Sweden. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Yeah. If it was Japan, I would change my voice a little bit. Yeah, but they are superior in towards manufacturing. They do things better. China don't. They just, that perfection is necessary. But here you've got Germany running, and they're actually, this guy is not German. He's, I believe he's Bosnian or Croatian. I don't quite know, but I'm going to meet him sometime soon, and we'll find out. But this is the difference between where your hash power should go, and this is one of the reasons why I was saying earlier, I want to operate with a Chinese company. I'm happy that this is a properly registered, legal German company, and they do a professional job. So, how does compounding work? Rev shares obviously give you 2% daily. When they say that, it's a very, very significant rate of return. I mean, if you were to compound it, number of days, take the proceeds and put them all back in. I mean, you can get, a huge return with very short. If anything, maybe 350% plus returns in less than a quarter of a, less than a third of a year. The investment community out there would want to participate in something that can do that. Why don't they do that? Because everybody knows exactly what a rev share is. Exactly what it is. Everybody can see what it is. It's just that, we want our returns, and we sometimes get blinded and we just go for it anyway, and we don't really care. Burnt out people that leaves behind, and angry, bitter, upset, and desperate. On the other hand, if you started with mining contracts, your return will be very modest to begin with. Let's say it gave you 70% over 360 days. That's roughly $2 a day in return. That's not 2%, that's $2 a day, which isn't much, But you can make a discipline to gather all this, even these $2. Every 15 days, you'll be able to add 0.2 terahash in this case. Every time you have just enough to buy the lowest package of $30, Just keep adding it like clockwork. Just keep checking your back office. Do I have enough? And these days, you can even buy hash power using Bitcoin itself. So you can genuinely, within the back office, and it's not a problem. We use BitPay for that. So, you know, every time you have a bit of earnings, take it, go buy more, until you build up more mining power. So when you start at about 7-bit terahash in year 1, by compounding, you should have about 12 or so by the start of the next year. You have overcome the massive difficulty hurdle. That is a problem. The difficulty level will keep going up. That's why we will keep needing more and more mining power. So 7.5 terahash this year, next year around the same time, you wish you had more. So the way to have more is very simple. Compound anyway, but also do some banner placement in the same rev shares and drive traffic and start building up your teams to understand that this is a far more stable business model overall. Just a general, kind of silly example really, but let's say you have 10 free members. In reality, you should have hundreds of these because it's free to join, right? Different people buy different levels of terahash. Whatever they buy, let's say they buy a total of 55 terahash, and you've got 60 members who joined free. You will get 5% of that. That's 2.75 terahash to you. $100 worth of terahash mining power as a bonus for just adding free members who can then freely choose whatever mining power they wish to add. For a team, let's say 10 affiliate members, 2 of platinum, 2 ambassador, and 6 gold, bonus to you is 8.6. Now 8.6 terahash is worth 1,290 over and above the various cash bonuses that you're going to get. Business really, imagine you have $1,290 worth of mining power added to you, and you've got a trickle of mining power. And guess what? Each time anybody goes and buys and does this compounding, each time they buy more, just like a rev share. But this is most certainly a far more sustainable because the machines and the infrastructure already exists, right? So I've been talking for nearly an hour now. I'm going to just shut up and actually hand back to if you want to take over.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks for that, Prem. Quite a few questions are coming in. If you want to carry on putting the questions in, that'd be great, guys. I got one person asking here on, just actually sent me a text message. He's saying, what's the point of using people, if Genesis are doing so well anyway, what's the point of them needing more people like us to put more money in?
Okay, so they are a cloud mining service provider. How do you think Genesis started? They started by a few friends pooling together their own money, and the video is available on one of my YouTube channel, and he tells you how they started in Bosnia first. They're math students, and they got together and they said, okay, so this is how Bitcoin is made. Oh wow, we should do this. They met in 2012. This got going in 2013. And what they did is they went through every single website under the sun to pick up every last ASIC miner they could find. And it wasn't such a big business then when they started, yeah? Now, everybody wants to look at what the latest ASIC miner is. So they pooled their own resources and created a server farm of their own and started creating Bitcoin, which was great for them, right? And then they thought, we need to expand. So what do? Well, we've got the equipment, let's lease it. So this is how, why does Coca-Cola list its shares on the stock market if they're doing so well anyway? They're selling toilet cleaner in a bottle. Why does Coca-Cola have shares? Why do they ask the people to come buy their shares? So it's the same logic. I mean, you want to take your capital to the next level. Listen, Genesis Mining is not dependent on you. It's not dependent on a bunch of MLM marketers like me and Adrian, okay? They've got 1,000 members joining from China every single day anyway, because they just sell mining services. And because of that, they have the capital and the money to make sure that they will always be cutting edge. They will always be able to update their equipment. best to fix any problems within their system, within their environment that is in their control. Have the budget to open a brand new mining operation in Argentina, Finland, and Croatia, as far as I'm aware. And they're also thinking of experimenting solar-powered equipment in the Middle East, Caribbean. So if they have to expand like that, they could just make their own money, not bother inviting you. And guess what? If you weren't involved in that, you would not be able in competition with a mining operation such as Genesis. A few companies dominate Bitcoin, and you and I are not able to participate in the actual mining process. Drops, the usability, the actual market utility of Bitcoin is damaged. So in order to spread, we are the inner core of Bitcoin mining, if you like. There's the inner core, which are these giant companies. And then it is the rest of us who come in as miners. Remember, as a miner, even within the world of cryptocurrency, you are still a minority. Yeah? Let alone how much of a minority you are in the overall world outside. That is only just, I mean, I spoke to one of my ex-managers who works in a bank still. He used to be one of my early managers, and he's like, not sure about this Bitcoin. Yeah, I heard about it. Can you imagine? He said, I heard about it. He's a compliance manager in a bank. You know, he partly mentored me a long time ago, like 15 years ago, more than that, 18 years ago. He mentored me to some degree. And he's like, yeah, send me some information. I'd be interested, you know. I've heard about Bitcoin. What is it actually? So, guys, these are people inside the city of London. Yeah. And I'm not saying they're ignorant. What I'm saying is that they're so preoccupied with the traditional ways of doing things, the stocks, shares, and everything else that markets present, that they haven't yet opened up their mind to the fact that mining even exists. So just us being even involved in a mining operation puts us ahead of many others. We are building a team. Our compensation will come through the effort we make to bring this knowledge and education out there and to promote a company, which is what marketing really is. It's a sales job. And instead of selling the business to you, we are giving you value, comparison, websites, facts, figures, data, so that you can take this away and do with it what you want. But don't think for a moment that something's going to change with Genesis because your money is going in there. Actually, no, they are going to proceed anyway. And my way of looking at it is, you know, if I was to compare myself as a small little flea, and this is giant, juicy elephant walking past, I want to jump on that elephant, you know. I'm like, I'm sorted. I've got food for life. You know, if I'm a small little bloodsucker, if you like. So, you know, that's the same thing. I mean, got this massive giant that is giving us this privileged pricing through Swissquote Global, because Swissquote Global have the partnership, and actually take advantage as best as you can. And that's I hope what answers the question.
Thanks. I was just trying to share my screen then, but I'm not sure what's happening. Are you're not sharing your screen, are you? Can you see my screen now, Prem?
There's something happening on yours. Yeah, yours is being shared now, Adrian.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I was just showing this post I did earlier with regards to this big billboard here. I'm not sure which country this is in, but can you see the screen there?
I can see it. It's visible. Yes.
Yeah, that's a big Obviously, I'm assuming Genesis is paying for that. Why pay money to send money when you can use Bitcoin for free? You know, they've got the Genesis, and there's probably thousands and thousands of people seeing this as they're driving up and down the road, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, not only is acceptance growing, and I think I mentioned this in the afternoon call, but States, you know, those who are business savvy, then that includes some dude who's from his converted van in a parking lot of a superstore. This video I saw of a guy in a parking lot, he's just selling waffles and cream. The kid, he's got his iPad with which he can, you know, use the QR code and get a payment, Bitcoin to Bitcoin. He just says, I accept Bitcoin for waffles. He's selling waffles. So, you know, you could set up your own little, you don't need any processing machines, you don't have to pay. Bitcoin is a dream come true. Boom, it's in your wallet. Instantly. You're willing to take the risk with its price going up and down once you have it. But, I mean, there's just no comparison really. So if you're a merchant on the go, I don't know, anything, any product you're selling, and you're able to say, you know, let's say you have a burger van outside a hardware store where a lot of hardy are coming and they're tired and they want to have a, you know, they've been lifting stuff and fixing things and digging up stuff, you know, and they want to have a burger, and you advertise, they're saying Bitcoin accepted. If any one of them says, yeah, I'm going to pay by Bitcoin, please. So, you know, he flashes his phone QR code, your iPad picks up his phone QR code, and boom, payment is done. Here's your burger, sir. So what happens then? What happens then is awesome, because all the others around are saying, what just happened there? And that's how acceptance grows. So yes, that picture is amazing, Adrian. I don't know what country that is. It looks like South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. Just looking at the type of vehicles on the road. But you know, yeah. South Africa is introducing cryptocurrency as a diploma course in some of its universities. At least there's talk of it. Yet or not, but there's talk that they want to introduce that as a diploma course. So you'll have diploma in cryptocurrency coming out all of a sudden. And you know, there's a lot of stuff that is going on in the world of cryptocurrency. You can't really miss it.
Well, the great thing is, like you said then about that waffles example, even if they don't know what Bitcoin is, they get to know it at that point of sale. They go and there and buy their food. They may not even have any Bitcoin, but at least they see the Bitcoin logo and it's advertising, isn't it? It's exposure. It starts a story, starts people talking.
Absolutely. So our CEO is Bill Rowell, William Thomas Rowell, but Bill, B-I-L-L, Bill Rowell, R-O-W-E-L-L. He's on Facebook. Adrian's a friend. I'm a friend of his. Go find his CEO's profile, the CEO's Facebook profile. And he's been posting pictures from Vietnam. He's right now in Vietnam. There are restaurants in Vietnam. Next to their name, we've got a massive V, Bitcoin. So the restaurant's saying, if you have Bitcoin, you can have dinner with us. Or on the other side of the Atlantic, the USA, the North America biggest gold retailer online is JM Bullion. There are two actually. Apnex and JM Bullion are number one, number two, debatable which way you look at it. And they give you a discount on gold. They do not give you a discount if you pay by dollars, but they give you a discount if you pay for gold or silver or platinum or palladium or whatever you buy from them, coins, bars, whatever. They give you a discount if you pay by Bitcoin. You know why? Because it cuts down their processing fees, your processing cost. If it costs them 2.5%, 3% to process US dollars by bank wire, by credit card or online payment, and here you have Bitcoin smashing it to few teeny little fractions of a cent, well, they can pass on that saving to you. And that's how you get a better deal paying in Bitcoin. So is that going to catch on or not? If Amazon said, we've got the cheapest prices online for, I don't know, drones, hobby drones with cameras and whatever, you know, and they say, but if you pay by Bitcoin, you get a further 5% discount. Why? Because you don't have to pay transaction costs. So do you think acceptability will grow? Do you think there's enough eyeballs going on an Amazon website right this minute and looking at saying, okay, it doesn't work in every country, but in some countries there is Bitcoin payment option already available. So, you know, that's the whole point. I mean, the acceptance is growing and it's undeniable. And this is the big cheese. Ignoring this will be probably a greater error than, you know, I don't think the other current cryptocurrencies, you know, there's maybe one or two that do okay because they have a genuine technological superiority. Broadly speaking, cryptocurrencies that are backed by an MLM or based on MLM don't really have worldwide acceptance unless they really have something really, really superior in technology. So a lot of people spending money, you know, somebody was telling me earlier, and somebody posted on Adrian's wall actually saying, TBC, the billion coin has now exceeded Bitcoin. Has it?
Yeah.
Has it? Try selling one. So this lady from, I don't know, Philippines or somewhere that was trying to prospect me for joining the billion coin, she said, I said, how? She said, well, I went to the owner. I told him, download a wallet. I'll send you a billion coin and you give me an iPhone. I said, what, you went physically into a shop and that's how you sold your billion coins? She's like, yeah, I got an iPhone, didn't I? That's not accepting. That's not using a open exchange. That's not a marketable product. That's practically conning somebody by saying, you know, Emperor's New Clothes kind of a con job. Yeah, that's not a proper coin, guys. I'm sorry, but you know, there's a lot of people getting carried away with, oh, this coin keeps going up and up in value and nobody knows the owner, just like Bitcoin. No, it has to have acceptance. It has to have a maturity attached to it, which a lot of unfortunately don't. So, you know, this is the big daddy. You can't miss it. I believe in this hangout, we've been given a number of good reasons why.
A lot of people think because Bitcoin has hit $1,000, it's too late, don't they? They think, oh, it's too late. I'd rather go for a coin that's cheaper. I'll invest in a coin or use a coin that's only $1 or $2, or it's too late, don't they, a lot of people?
So again, this is the problem with being slightly mathematically challenged, right? Yes, if you've ever invested in shares in the market, which I used to be, being a banker, I used to be half a stockbroker, right? You never ever put any quality money into penny stocks. Penny stocks are for gambling. So when you buy those tiny little stocks, you can buy 10,000 for like a few dollars. That's just gambling money, because what you're hoping is to strike it lucky, like a Las Vegas or Dubai gambling machine, and suddenly value goes up and you get lucky. Okay, you might as well go to a proper casino and actually gamble if you're going to do that. It's okay to buy a whole bunch of those and keep and see how they turn out. You can make a quick buck somewhere. But what are you expecting? $100 to go up to 4,000, and then what? What if it collapses after that? And then you forgot to actually book your profit, because when it goes from 100 to 4,000, you're like, oh, this might go to 40,000 now, and it never does. And it collapses before you can even take any action. So you really need to know what you're doing with those, first of all. Secondly, if you look at what Bitcoin really is, each Bitcoin has a number of zeros behind it. Those places, the last of those places, if there was a 1 there, that would be a Satoshi. So 2 decimals would be 20 Satoshis now, 10 Satoshis, 100 Satoshis, 1,000, so on and so on. So you have a whole bunch of Satoshis inside of a Bitcoin. Each Satoshi is worth, is capable of being worth $100. What do you do then? That means Bitcoin by default is not only 10, but $100 or $1 million worth each, because there will only ever be 21 million of them. And if that's going to be the case, then there is no real upper limit to how expensive each Bitcoin really will be. But again, I'm not a prophet. I don't know where it's going exactly. I mean, you know, Mr. Trump might trigger some, he might not trigger, but his enemies definitely want to bring him down. And they might do something that triggers a whole bunch of nasty happenings in the world. And if that happens, what can we do? How can we prevent, or how can we predict the future in that sense? But from a mathematical perspective, from knowing the scarcity and the limitations of so the scarcity value of Bitcoin and the limitation of fiat currency, combine these two factors, and the future does look actually quite good.
Yeah, okay, that's great, Ben. I got one question here from Matt Feast, and he's saying he's got a downline in India, and they can't get approved in the KYC form. Is that true in India, or is it just the problem he's having? He's having a teething problem getting.
He's got a downline in India for Swiss Gold Global.
Yeah, he's trying to get him KYC approved. He doesn't say what the challenge is, what's going wrong, but he's just asking how can he get that person approved in the KYC form? Well, it's exactly the same as anywhere, isn't it? Any country, isn't it? There's no problems in India, is it?
No, in fact, India has a couple of special packages, so they may have chosen the wrong package, and now the new packages are active. So there are only 2 packages besides the free account. Free account, anybody can access anywhere in the world. But the 2 packages for India are the minor and the executive minor. And in order to use that, what you need to do is basically send a ticket to support. Get them to email support. Support will get back to you. Any problems, whether it's a URL issue or a KYC upload issue, support will get back to you. It's not a problem. Yeah. India is one of the major markets, and India is waking up actually. Only 2% of Bitcoin is allocated towards India on the blockchain. So that's a huge potential waiting to be unleashed. And this person is doing well by being in Swiss Gold Global for that reason. Just send an email to support and they'll take care of it.
Well, okay. I think we probably coming to slowly to the end here. Just looking for more questions. So basically, to get involved with Swiss Gold Global, then the easiest way to keep this simple is set up a free account, isn't it? And just take a look around the back office, and more or less as a free customer, just go for a $30 Bitcoin lifetime package. That's the best way, isn't it?
That's right. I mean, it's almost easier than opening a Facebook or brand new Facebook profile, right? You probably have to enter more detail into your Facebook profile than you would in actually opening a free account. So click on Adrian's link, open yourself a free account. When the completion of the profile, you will need to send in an agreement and a passport copy or a driver's license with a photo ID, whatever photo ID you have. Send that to support, get yourself approved, and then you've got the login and the password. Look around the back office. Obviously it's a free system. It's not going to bite. And when you feel comfortable and encouraged with what you see, the pricing on gold and silver is absolutely superior. It's wholesale. There is no other MLM I'm aware of, and I used to be with Carrot Bars, that can even come close to the quality and price that we offer. They're nothing compared to this. And besides, it's just a binary, really. So, you're going to be stuck with unproductive downlines, not doing anything, But here you've got superior pricing, fantastic product. And even if you're not interested in the gold and silver side, at least comparing the prices, you will be able to say, look at this. That alone is attraction marketing. And then you've got the ability to use Bitcoin to buy more cryptocurrency. And it's so easy to do.
And basically, compound the Bitcoins. Just take it steady. As your money comes into your Bitcoin wallet, as soon as it hits $30, buy another mining pack. That's the best way, isn't it? Compound your mining.
That's right. That would be ideal if you could do that. If you go to the beginning of this Hangout, if you had missed it, just in case, we did show you with the calculator that how difficult it is. You do need more and more mining power to actually generate fractions of Bitcoin. So the best way to do it really is to get your income going. You need, 1 terahash would be a reasonable minimum, but start with 0.2. It costs $30 to get 0.2 terahash. And then as your income comes, you can compound. It is slow. It is definitely not going to buy you your Spanish villa, overnight. But, It's genuine mining, a genuine business, something authentic, and something that is properly structured and not a Ponzi scheme, then you need to do it through Genesis Mining with us.
Right, that's brilliant. Just to finish off, you mentioned on the earlier call, Prem, which I thought was quite interesting. You mentioned about the when the Bitcoin mining packages, if they hit, the small print, if the Bitcoin price drops below 600, the contract may be void. But you said something's coming on at the end of this year or the middle of this year with regards to the leasing of the equipment. Genesis, they're trying to change the contract. Is that right?
Okay, so the last I checked, Bitcoin would have to crash below $540 for the contract. Excuse me, but not just crash, but stay there for 20 days. If it crashed and came back up again, it's as if nothing happened. You have to remain unprofitable. Why? Because some of the mining power equipment is actually hardware that even Genesis are leasing. Okay, so that is going to come to an end. They're going to revise the lifetime mining contracts sometime this summer, this year. When they do so, they will have more control about when they can void the contract. That gives them more discretionary power, which means if they choose not to void their contract at all, you will never really get voided. And they don't want a whole bunch of people hating on them for that reason. Now, there are some articles out there talking about how you will never really make a lot of money with Bitcoin mining through Genesis, blah, blah, blah. Guys, last year, Bitcoin was between 300 and 400 in the first half of the year. Yeah. And it was highly, highly unprofitable as it was happening even then. But things have changed. It took off. And the more uncertainty in market turbulence there is, and geopolitical uncertainty there is, the more likely it is to keep going up. So this is now suddenly $400 whopping over and above the danger zone. And that's what already makes it very comfortable. Besides, the lifetime mining contract conditions will be changed in the favor of the miner, you and me. That's fine.
Okay, thanks for clearing that. That's great. I think that's it, Prem. We're going to call it a night. We'll be going on for a good hour and a half. So, like I said, we're doing this every Tuesday, 9 o'clock. And 9 o'clock every Tuesday, and 9 times out of 10, 2 o'clock session on a Tuesday as well, as a build-up. So, thanks for attending in, Prem, and keep in touch, and let's keep these hangouts going every week, keep it consistent. And obviously, we'll get the message over eventually, I think, to most people. And I look forward to building this.
Okay. Great. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, Prem.
I'll take your leave now. And
yeah. I'll catch up with you tomorrow, Prem, okay? I'll give you a private call tomorrow.
Sure. Thank you. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Cheers, yeah. All the best. Bye. I'm just going to, before I shoot off, guys, I'm just going to share my screen because I had some software issues there with trying to share my screen while Prem was speaking. I got problems with this software I'm using. I just want to show you quickly before I go how you actually buy a Bitcoin mining package, okay? Just going to share my screen very quickly. So yeah, you're logged into Swissco Global, okay, guys? Just a few more minutes before I shoot off. You're logged into Swissco Global. There you go. Okay, I'm active. This is very important. Set up a free account first. As soon as you come to this dashboard here, click on Increase Hash Rate. There you go. I got 20 terahash right now. And you can buy up to 15 terahash in one go, which you get a discounted rate. It's already set to $30, as you can see, 0.2 terahash or 200 gigahash is the same thing. So you can either use a gift certificate. So you can either send me $30 and I'll create a gift certificate for you and buy you in. You can either do a bank wire, send it to Swissco Global's bank, or you can use a credit card, debit card, MasterCard, Visa card, or now as of today, you can use BitPay, which is a Bitcoin payment processor. So a small 1.7% charge for using that, which is nothing. And what you would do, if you want to use Bitcoin, which I recommend BitCoin or credit card, basically. It's entirely up to you. Or obviously gift certificate. They're all good as each other. Bankwise could be a bit slow. So BitPay, for example, just buy on Bitcoin, click the box, click on confirm. That takes you then into BitPay. I did this afternoon twice. There you go. So it takes you into the BitPay payment platform. And then what you would do then, let me just log into my blockchain account. Just going to finish off, guys, just a few more minutes. Let me just show you this live. I do want to take up Prem's time on this. Just make sure you got a Bitcoin wallet address first. Obviously, you need that, okay? Let me just go through my authentication here. Blockchain, here we go. I'm logging into my blockchain account, okay? As you can see, I got 256 Bitcoins, which is as a value of $246,000. So what you would do, okay, there's the invoice. I copy and paste the Bitcoin wallet address onto my mouse. I would click the send button and send in Bitcoins to Swissquote Global. I would paste that wallet address in there. There you go, okay? Then I go back, and this is very important. You copy and paste the exact number. Make sure you haven't got an extra space on the end, 0.031. Paste that in there. There you go. It's approximately $30. Just a little bit of fee on the top there. And just put in there SGG, Swissquote Global, my name as an example. Then you will click next, okay? And that then will then take you then into the system and make that payment. So it's as simple as that to buy a $30 Bitcoin mining package. Buy one, dip your toe in, give it a go, see what kind of money comes into your account every day. And then I'll guarantee you'll probably end up spending a good few $100s. The more money you can buy, guys, the more you can compound, okay? I use this example here on this Word document. If you put in $500, approximately $500, you're going to earn around about $1 a day, okay? As we did on the calculator earlier. So $1 a day, every 30 days, you'll be buying another Bitcoin mining pack. So every 30 days, you'll be, in theory, getting a free $30 mining pack. But what you'll find is, yes, and that's obviously $1 a day, is $365 in a 1 year. That's if you withdraw every day, obviously. But if you compound every 30 days, what you'll find is that 30 days will start reducing to 29.5, 29 days, 28, 27, until you get to a point where you'll be buying a Bitcoin mining pack every day. That's where it starts to get very interesting, okay? The compound effect kicks in. You're buying a Bitcoin mining pack every day, and then what you'll start to see is your terahash. Let me get back into Swissquote Global. You'll start to see then your terahash move up to the next level, basically. As you can see, I got 20 terahash. That's growing every day. I want to get that into the hundreds and hundreds of terahash. This is my transaction history, as you can see. If you're watching me live every day, this was on 80-something earlier on today. I think it's on about 80-something. Yeah, 87. There you go. So this will get into the hundreds and hundreds. These are my referrals. These are my commissions that I'm earning. So that's increasing my terahash as well, okay? So I'm starting to get really excited about this. And without a doubt, I know for a fact this is going to be into the hundreds, even into the thousands at some point in the very near future. And this goes to show you that all my transactions on the Bitcoin I'm earning is for real. If I click on that link there, it takes me into the blockchain. Okay, and the arrow there shows me that that's the transaction I earned today. So this is for real, guys. This is not a Mickey Mouse blockchain setup. This is for real, okay? So that is it, guys. Just want to quickly end on that. Let me come back to my Facebook. More questions? I don't think so. But that's what I recommend. Come on in as a free account. Buy a $30 Bitcoin mining package. And then we can talk then if you want to upgrade to the bigger packages and affiliate and start recruiting people, okay? Don't just jump into the first package. Let's come onto a private call where maybe we need to talk about things and find the best package for you. Yeah, thanks, Noah. Noah Curran is saying he's loving the Bitcoin mining. He sees his earnings coming in daily. Thanks for that. Right. So like I said, guys, it's not a get-rich-quick schemes or scheme, rather. There's plenty of those out there. If you want to, plenty of other money games out there, which will be here today, gone in 6, 9, 12 months. From that, in the short term, just be named to certain things and bringing people in. And if it goes wrong, just be careful, And I play around with a few of these money games, but I don't tell anyone. Basically, I keep it to myself. Recommend them, So I don't want to put my name to some of the stuff that's out there. That's it for me, guys. It's 10:30. It's been going on for an hour and a half, so probably be on Thursday 9 o'clock. Notice tomorrow on the spur of the moment, but every Tuesday and Thursday 9 o'clock call, okay, and sometimes then at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon that call. Just checking in the chat before I go. Any more questions? Matt, great webinar, lots of value. Thanks a lot for that, Matt and Noah. And then on this Thursday, 2 days' time, for around 2 o'clock, well, 1:30 actually, I have to be at an event in London for 1:30. So if you want to meet me face to face for the first time, I'm probably going to be there for the onwards. I'm attending an event, so great for networking if you want to come with me. Going for some dinner after. I think there's an Indian cuisine happening after at some restaurant in London. I'll probably be staying the night unless I do come back on the very late train, but probably be staying the night from 1 o'clock this Thursday if you want to meet me in London, okay? Let me just get my software right here. So if you can do that, guys, that'll be great. Let's meet up in London on this Thursday for about 1 o'clock. Okay. Thanks, everyone, and I'll catch up with you in the next one. All the best.